Hello, and welcome to Dice Dropping's House of... Oh, whoop, nope. Song of Ice and Fire, House of Weirlight. There it is. Tabletop role-playing game. This is House Weirlight. Say hi, House Weirlight.
Hi, House
Hi.
Weirlight. I've been waiting for you to say that.
I know you have.
You and Aaron tend to wait on
I'm
that.
so-
I did it a couple times, yeah.
I'm so glad I can give meaning to your lives.
Thank you.
Damn straight.
So where we last left off, the family had been sort of enjoying the tournament. Its many facets. While Tiedrick had won his first bout in the melee, unfortunately Henrik had lost to just some random guy.
No one important, yeah, I'm sure.
No one really important.
Yeah.
Now, as you can see, we currently don't have Tiedrick or Clarissa here. Thoughts go out to them, but as if,
They're alive.
They're not dead.
well, that's why I said that. Yeah, I know, but
At least you didn't say condolences.
exactly. It's just like, but our thoughts go out to them wherever they may be in that crazy wild world.
They're not lost.
Anyway.
I hope they're looking at the same moon. All right. So, but we will continue on regardless. Now, after having gained some more information, basically, Henrik, Tiedrick, and Nymora had decided to go and finally follow those in directions that Henrik had gotten, try to find this shop that this man had that this kid he talked to got this dagger. So, and that's where we found ourselves. Now, where we directly left off is the beginning of an intrigue.
Yes.
That was the beginning of the end.
Beginning of the end was the beginning of an intrigue. So right before that, though, just want to check in with Thorsten.
Yes.
All right, Thorsten, Skeletor, you've been going real hard. You were, of course, double, triple checking everything, being as thorough and amazing as you are.
Yes.
You've overheard some other presentations. A lot of them were like, oh, kind of interesting, and it's just kind of here and there. A lot of people are talking about a lot of the reach maesters are talking about the benefits of food and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And all the other maesters are like, "You shut up, you're boring." There is definitely
food is food.
There's definitely cliques of maesters for sure. And everyone talks about, while today is just a presentation day of the next few days of the Maester conference, they're going to essentially be having while it's supposed to be updates in your education as maesters, what it really is essentially maester offs. They're competitions essentially to learn new techniques.
Mm-hmm.
So that should be interesting, but you've mostly just been focused on your work. So as you're actually going to wrap up pretty soon, I would like you to make one roll. It's not a hard roll for you, I don't think, at least.
Spacey.
Yes. Spicy. This is just going to be knowledge research.
Okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I get a +4.
Mm-hmm.
Go in D7.
27. Fantastic. You will have a ton of information when we cut back to you. We just wanted to establish that. All right, Henrik.
Yes.
You are looking at this very nice Bravosi merchant by the name of Mayo Viero. And you have engaged him in intrigue. So why don't we roll those status tests?
Okay. Non-stop worry. Here we go.
There you are. Right, status. All right, very nice. Let's see, and he has to roll status. There you are. $10. Yep, you are going first.
Cool.
So let us determine some things. So, in an intrigue, what are you trying to get out of this man? What is your reason for engaging this intrigue?
I want to try to persuade him, or maybe even intimidate him to tell us who bought this dragon bone.
Okay, well, there's actually 4 things you choose from.
Huh?
It's your objective. It's either friendship, information, service, or deceit.
I pick information.
Information. You want to gain information. Make this person tell you something.
Yeah.
All righty. So, what is your disposition towards this guy?
Probably indifferent.
Okay, that makes sense. Alrighty. So that means you have a DR of 4, which means any influence damage done to you will be reduced by 4. Because you don't fucking really know this guy. And I have their DR, and yeah. So, what is going to be your technique here? Are you going to use charm, trying to convince him, incite, intimidate, seduce, taunt?
Yeah. I would just slowly start removing my vest. Yeah. No. My father's right next to me.
Yeah. Your father is right next to you. It would be
That would
very
be
weird.
That would be weird. Well, I'm not super aggressive, and I think Henrik's used to getting what he wants by being polite and honest people. So I think I'll use charm for this one.
Charm, fantastic.
See if I can sweet talk this guy a bit, just
all right.
really trying to find where this came from. It's such a nice knife and everything, or it's such a nice dagger. It's
all right.
Fine craftsmanship.
And so you're not lying. Are you lying to?
No, not lying.
Cool. So it'd be persuasion with charm, which I don't know if you have charm. I think you do.
I do.
Cool. So persuasion, charm, and the influence you damage you will deal is your persuasion rank.
Cool.
So very nice. What is your persuasion rank? Just so we know.
My persuasion rank is 3.
3. Very well. All right. So you have the first volley.
Sorry.
Yeah. What is your action?
I thought I already rolled mine for persuasion charm. Do I not?
Oh no! You have to choose your action. That's your technique. What are you going to do? Are you just trying to influence him? Are you using manipulate, fast talk, consider?
Influence. I think for this one.
Okay, then that would just be the roll.
Okay.
So, all right, 13. Pretty good. That does in fact beat his intrigue defense. And I believe, yeah. Hold on, just making sure. Yeah. You beat him. Yeah. That's actually by 2 degrees of success. Way to go.
Nice.
So, what do you say to him to influence him? You basically just started talking to this guy.
Yeah.
You haven't even directly mentioned why the hell you're even there.
No.
You just said, do you have knives? He's like, of course we have knives. Do you have any way of dragon bone? He goes, not really, but I know a guy, and if you give me some time, and what are you looking for?
Yeah. I think gosh, this might be a mistake. I think I'll actually like bring up. I'll describe the knife that we don't have it right now. I think Thorsten has it.
Thorsten has
Wait,
it.
that's so sad. I'll describe what the knife looks like. Like I'm like a customer shopping. It's like something with like a nice hilt, like more of a black colored blade, stuff like that. And I think I'll like play a little bit interested more and like, oh, you said you had a guy. You like that's interesting. Like, does he have any more weapons? Does he get them out a lot?
Yeah.
See if
Okay.
I kind of play into that.
Yeah, so he just like is nodding along. He goes, okay, that's very specific. I am not a blacksmith. I do not do necessarily custom order. I mean, you never really know with Dragonbone how it's going to turn out or how it is going to really look in the end. I mean, the point is it's Dragonbone. I don't really know a person who makes them, but I do know a person who knows how to get them. And that is as far as I go. And I, of course, only work with the most reputable people whatsoever. And then personally, I I know that so I can pass the savings on to you. And he is just going to make a persuasion test. I'm pretty sure that beats that. All right. Hey, Henrik. What's your will?
Will is 3.
So 12. So they did gain 2 degrees of success. So you now have to remove your cunning rank from your intrigue, as he has fast talked to you. Just sort of talking to you about supply, demand. He's giving a sales pitch, and you're just like, it's not really a lot of information. You're really, you're like, oh, okay, that's all right.
It's accurate to me shopping. Yeah, it's like, sure, yeah.
Yeah, so unfortunately, your intrigue defense is lowered. Yeah. It is your volley, though.
Okay. Since he did mention that like he knew someone where to find them, could I like maybe still kind of influence to like try to persuade Nate to tell him like who it is? Like, oh, sure. Could I like not that I don't believe that your prices are the most reputable. You seem like a fine salesman, but I'd really like to see how they are crafted, especially if I'm going to wield one myself. I want to see the craftsmanship.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, go for it. Yep. So that's a persuasion charm. 14, yep. Another 2 degrees of success. Very nice. And he like nods, goes, I understand you, but my Oviedo, he does not work with criminals, and the person who knows and crafts these does not live in Westeros. No, my Oviedo has many connections, so I doubt you are willing to make a trip across the narrow sea, to find what you need. But no, you just need to trust my Vieiro. And if you do not wish to trust me, I can recommend you to other merchants who possibly might have something along those lines. But most merchants will not. Only my Vieiro will know. So he is gonna do a thing. Oops. There we go. All right. What's your defense now? Because your intrigue was removed.
8.
Not your intrigue. Your intrigue.
Whoa. 8 now.
It's 8 now. Okay. So that is 3 degrees of success. So you are going to take 12 influence, minus 4, so 8.
Great.
So he's getting to you. He's just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, that does seem reasonable.
Yeah.
Why am I here again? Because right now he's just kind of selling on you how good of a merchant he is.
Yeah, I mean, it's working so far.
Can I just start rifling through things?
I mean, this is an intrigue, so this not really.
No, not outside. No, outside of the intrigue. I'm just looking at things.
Right, but again, we're focused on the intrigue right now.
Never mind.
No, I will say this is a traditional medieval shop, so there is nothing outside of the counter.
Mhm.
It's all behind it because people steal shit. So there's really not a ton to look at, but there is some stuff. So
Mhm.
I will let you look around, but we're kind of focused
Okay,
on
okay,
the intrigue
okay.
at the moment. So what just happened? Right. He's just kind of getting to
I
you.
don't know.
Yeah. You don't really know. So it is would be your turn, but actually your father will go. Your father is going to try and mollify you. He is going to try and unfuddle your head, because that's what he's here for.
Thank you, Pa. Appreciate it.
Let's see. He's got to roll pretty good, though. Oh my god, he does it exactly.
Oh, Cedric, thank you.
Yeah, so mollify by how much? Position by the target's disposition. Cool. So you get 4 influence back. Sorry, 4 not influence, composure back. So you essentially get healed 4 social points. He just all he does is put a hand on your shoulder and just go be like,
Thanks.
All right.
steadies you.
Helps.
Yep. All right.
Okay. The thing that he was doing, quick talk. What would I need to do? Like, what are the?
So what you got to
skills? How
do?
would you
It's
try
a
that?
persuasion test, and you have to get 2 degrees of success over his passive will. And if you do that, then he's confused, essentially.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to try that.
You want to try that? Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's just a straight persuasion check, no charm.
Got it.
10, no.
Can I use one of my destiny points for those?
Yes, of course you may.
We'll try that. That's worse. Oh boy.
That is worse.
Can't.
So you try and quick talk him about like, oh, you see, I'm from this place and that, and he just like immediately like, oh, I completely understand. I've been there many times. I see what you're saying. He just like, just kind of, it seems to unaffect him.
Completely obliterates with that. Damn it. Okay.
And he goes, as that is your turn, he kind of just goes, listen, my young lord, I am very much trying to help you out here, but it seems with all these questions, I don't know if I am the one to help you. Now, there is a very, very good merchant. You would have to find them a little on the other side of the town, but they have many strange items for nobility and things like that. And, you know, most of the bone daggers were from the Targaryen era. And, you know, you have to be a little more careful about where you trade them. And he just kind of starts telling you about this other merchant who has unique daggers from across Westeros. Okay. 16. So your defense is what now? Because it's back. It's back to normal. What is your actual intrigue
It was
defense?
back now. Okay, so it's 8, 4. I think it's 5 now.
No. It's your intrigue defense.
Oh, intrigue defense. That's back to 11.
11. Okay, fantastic. So they get 2 degrees of success on you. So they deal you 8 damage minus 4, so 4.
Cool.
As they're really getting to you, like, this might just be a dude, you know.
Yeah.
It is your turn. What would you like to do? He's smiling at you.
No, god damn it. It's so mocking.
Yeah. You have yet to actually state why you're here and what you're doing.
That's fair. That's fair. Kind of want to keep that on the DL though for now.
Okay. Though I will say the angle you have tried to attempt this at has so far failed pretty badly.
Got it. I don't have the knife to show him, so I can't be like, "Where's this knife from?" and everything.
Yeah. All you know is from here, someone told a kid to deliver that knife to you.
Okay.
What you got?
Friends mentioning something called Shield of Reputation. Can someone just explain that real quick? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can fall back on your reputation and status to influence your opponent. You can make a status test against your opponent's base will result. If you equal or beat the target's base result, that target's disposition automatically improves by 1 step. It's you being, excuse me, I am a lord. I am heir of House Weirlight. Do you know who I am?
I think that's my usual fallback on things. So
yeah, I mean, this guy's just some no-name foreign merchant. Like,
yeah.
So, like, yeah, it's a good role to have. He definitely has less status than you. So, if you want, you can just be like, excuse me, but I very much would like to do this. You know who I am. I'm kind of a big deal.
Mm-hmm. You know, first up in the tourney, just be Adam Dannett. It was a big thing. The king was there watching and everything. It's great.
The king was there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah, go for it. Make that status test. Oh, yeah. 100%. 100%. Yeah, so, yeah, his disposition does move up. And he's just like, yes, of course, yes. Yeah, of course, my lord. Apologies for the familiarity. I just am trying to help you. He's just, like, smiling.
Give him that face that, like, my mom gives people, like, slightly displeased, like, yeah, all right.
Yeah, it's okay. All right, cool. Yeah, so you have, so you've moved a step up, so he will, you can deal more damage to him now, essentially. And yeah, he just kind of goes, my lord, what, and he just kind of, how is it that I can help you? What is your passive deception?
Deception. That is a 12.
12, fantastic. Thank you. Let's see. Yep. Target deception, you learn the target's current disposition and the technique he uses for the exchange. Okay. Oh, hell yeah. So he just kind of looks at you and goes, Like, well, I will do my best to help you, my lord, but if you could be more specific. It is your turn.
Cool. Okay. Since I've sort of, like, reestablished the placements of, like, who's higher up in status and all that, as they should be. I think, and because I sense he's going to catch on to me pretty soon, I kind of want to be honest with him and use that to sort of convince him to tell me where he got the dagger from. So I'll sort of change techniques a bit.
Okay.
Be like, listen, you're a businessman, and like you said, you take good care of your customers. I appreciate that. However, I received one of these dragon daggers, I believe, from your establishment, and I'd very much like to know who sent I guess, who had it delivered to me.
Yeah,
Like,
so
convince, I think.
yes, so that can still also be persuasion.
Okay.
I don't believe you add charm to it.
Okay,
So
that
you are losing that disadvantage. Also, the influence you deal will be your will rank instead of your persuasion. What's your will? 3?
Still 3, yes.
Okay, so yeah, we won't lose anything there. All right, yeah, so make that persuasion roll.
That one I would like to redo again.
Sure, okay.
Bad. Oh my god. I can't. I just can't.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're not really penetrating him.
Someone else should do this.
He goes, you received what I remember what I sell to people, and I never sold you a dagger, my lord. Perhaps you are mistaken. I mean, perhaps it's another Bravosi. We do all look very similar, he says with a small bit of venom in his voice.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure it was me? I don't recall ever selling you anything. And yeah.
Oh, I have the dagger. All right.
Goes, yeah. Perhaps you're trying to, I think, perhaps you're thinking of someone else, and he is going to make a roll. Okay, so he tries to influence you, which he succeeds, but your DR is 4, so you actually negate all of it.
Okay.
So you don't take any damage. So he affects you, but your disposition you're very indifferent to this merchant and his plights. That doesn't really affect you. But it is your turn.
Oh, God. Yeah. Would intimidate use persuasion or another skill for this one? If I want to getting kind of frustrated with this.
If you want
am I reading this?
Yeah, if you want to intimidate him, yeah, it's persuasion, intimidate.
Okay.
And your influence is also your will rank.
Okay.
So it basically being charming is probably your best dice pool.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure what exact stats were for that. So
sure, no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've kind of direct him. You can once again turn the charm on if you wanted, and just be like, "Oh, well, it's not that you sold it to me; it was delivered to me, and I, believing you to be a trustworthy merchant, would be able to tell me where it came from. Like that. That'd be like a way to
sure.
charm."
Okay,
to sort of get him to tell you something.
I'm trying to put the blame off of him. Like, no, it wasn't you.
Yeah. Charming is listen, I'm on your side.
Listen, Cal. Yeah. Okay, sure. Try that.
Absolutely.
If I can roll over 10, that would be great, though.
That'd be awesome. Yeah. Yes. So you have affected him composure-wise a little bit. And he kind of goes Oh, I see. Yes. Well, there was someone. I'm not supposed to discuss. I have seller confidentiality. I am paid very well for my silence, essentially. So I would love to help you, my lord, but my tongue is currently bought on that thing. You understand? There's nothing really I can do. It's my honor as a merchant I'm trying to uphold. I can't really discuss whether I was bought here or whatever you are saying. So yeah, he is going to Let's see here. Yeah. All right. So. Uh, 16. You said 11, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So he deals another 8 influence to you, minus 4. So 4 influence.
Okay.
How you feeling, composure-wise?
Composure-wise,
Now you can always take frustration, like taking an injury, to sort of mitigate the damage.
because I was down to 1 there, so I was like, probably need to do that.
Yeah, if you want to take frustration right now, you totally can. You can take as many points of frustration equal to your will. And I believe measure each point of frustration gain removes equal to your will rank. So instead of taking 4 damage, you would have taken 1.
Okay, we'll do that.
Okay. However, now that if you do take a point of frustration, you do impose -1 dice on all deception and persuasion tests for the duration of the intrigue. So if you don't want to do that, that's okay too.
Okay. Okay, I think I'll wait.
You want to wait?
Still have 1 left, so I'll
You
take
still have
that.
1 left, so you're just like,
I'm really hoping this next one. Yeah.
okay.
I'd be like, well, I'd be like, well, of course I wouldn't want to besmirch your honor, but you've been very helpful, and because this is a very important matter to me, perhaps I could even compensate you for your help as well. And I'm gonna sort of kind of, maybe that gesture to the coin purse that I have with me. Hey, open for a bribe. I don't know if that would count as charm or persuasion or something.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure charm.
Okay.
That's for sure. You know what? I'm going to give you an extra bonus dice for that, actually.
Awesome. Ooh. Yeah, just trying to charm this dude.
13, yeah. You once again influence him. And he will take the coin and he will look at you. How much, is it like a gold dragon? Yeah. I mean, that's an insane amount of money. Maybe not to Henrik, but
No, but
he's like, oh wow, 10 gold dragons, pocket change. Thank you, Dada. Thank you, Papa.
you.
Buy some horses. But Tim, yeah, it's a lot. So yeah, he will like look at it and look at you, and he goes, well, he kind of like puts the coin away. You did not hear it from me. It was a man came in a few days ago. Definitely Westerosi, for sure. He had a beard, tall, like long dark hair, some gray in it, blue eyes, or maybe green, I can't remember, and a scar a bit on his face. Not unattractive. And Henrik, as this guy as he's describing this, it sort of sounds like the description of the Fox Knight.
Yeah, I feel like. Now I know we've fought the Fox Knight, but I didn't get like a close-up look at him or anything.
No, you never actually saw him.
Okay, right.
The guy who got murdered saw him, and
Right.
And you got a description of him then.
We know someone who in town that also claims to have seen him and is alive, so it's good to know.
Yeah. But yeah, yes, Mayo, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, he basically describes the thing. He goes, yep, he bought that, and then after I delivered it to him, he asked if I could get the use of one of the boys. I had some of them deliver things, so I called in Fez. He talked to Fez. I did not know where he was sending it or what he was doing. It's not my business. I just supplied him with the boy. So if he delivered this to you, and it was not meant for you, or it was a threat of some kind, please do not blame me. I am a simple merchant. I do not get involved with the games of the Westerosi, or the Bravosi, or anywhere, really. I just sell things.
Well, you have been quite helpful me. I have one more question for you, though. My name was written on it. Did you write the description on it, or did the man who you sold it, who made the purchase?
He shrugs. I merely, that was weird. I merely, sorry, my computer just freaked the hell out. All right, yeah, just said, no, I merely purchased it from him. That's all. Sorry, he purchased it from me. Excuse me. He merely purchased it from me. Then asked if there was someone who could deliver things around the city. I said I had access to some boys. I called on Fence. He came. They talked.
Yeah.
I went to my business because it is not mine.
Yes. Just because I just got an extra die in this, could I roll an awareness just to see if you're on level?
Yeah, 100% you could. So it'd be awareness, empathy. All right, 11. I mean, nothing he said sounds malicious or wrong. No, not really. You're like, yeah, I mean, sounds right. I mean, that guy's been fucking with your family for a while, so.
That's fair, yeah, seems on level.
Yeah, honestly, to you, he just looks like a Bravosi merchant who's trying to make a buck.
Awesome. Cool. Well, I think I'm good. I will thank him for his time and then nod to my father, Naimora, and I don't know if Naimora is still rifling through the things.
So we can go to Naimora. Naimora, while they're talking, what are you doing?
No, it's just
So there is some stuff. There is a dresser near the door, and basically there's like his counter with like a wall almost built around it. It's got some like drapes everywhere and looks very Bravosi. But there is like to your left essentially what looks like a sitting room, because this place definitely looks like it doubles as his shop and his like where he sleeps, essentially, like where he stays. So there's like a sitting room with like a carpet on the ground and like two chairs. And then looks like some stairs going up to the second floor.
If it seems like Henrik's getting what he needs, then I'm not going to bother too much.
All right. Well, the discussion does last a bit. Like they talk for a while. So if you wanted to snoop around, you definitely could. Like the location where the sitting room and stairs are aren't directly in his sight, essentially. Just like the front like shop area is, essentially. I do not want to deny you any snooping.
It's okay. I'll stay where I am by the door and just make sure that no one tries to make a run for it, and just it's like I think probably for a second she was like getting ready to step away and try and go and look for herself, but then like Henrik caught up.
Fair enough. All right. Yeah. Cool. So, Henrik, are you satisfied? Do you wish to push further? What do you want to do?
Yeah, I'm satisfied for now.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So he's like, I would you still like to buy a dagger?
Does he have good daggers, actually?
He's got some cool looking. There's one with a jade hilt.
Ooh, I really actually did want to kind of get a gift for Felix since he wasn't able to come. So yeah, I think I'll get like a cool looking dagger.
Ooh, very nice. This is used by the Frogosh, like warriors of Lys, and he kind of pulls it up and basically tells you it is the like humble price of 100 silver stags, which is like nothing to you. Quite an expensive dagger because it's obviously for like, it's not for use, right? It's for looking at. But I mean, if you sharpen it, you can use it.
Yeah, you can use it there. Sure, I'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So he sells it to you and says, if you ever looking for anything else from across the narrow sea, come to my Oviedo.
Will do.
Alrighty. So, do you leave the shop? Alrighty. So, your group leaves the shop. Where do you go now?
It's like, what, midday?
No, it's like late afternoon. At this point.
Okay.
Yeah, the sun's getting low.
It's getting real low there. Yeah. Are there any more competitions today?
I mean, by the time the sun sets, the last of the jousts will be done, essentially, and you'll know the next list, essentially. But like who are you gonna be fighting? But
right.
Yeah.
Is there another feast today, or is that like just a one-day thing?
No, there's a welcoming feast and then like a closing feast, essentially.
Damn it! All right, I guess
the tournament feast.
I don't want to top load everything. Yeah, makes sense. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm good right now. I think we should. I think I do want to rendezvous. I don't know where my sister or mother are. They might be just at the inn when we head back. So I think let's head back there for now.
Mm-hmm. All right, yeah. So, so you guys head back to the essentially where are you heading back to? The inn?
I mean, if that's
Yeah,
where
to the
want to go, then yeah, I'll escort them.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, the inn.
Is that where like do I think that like that is that where like probably like my mother and sister would?
I mean,
go
probably by nightfall, absolutely. Like you don't want to. There's nothing really to do once the sun sets, so no one jousts in the dark. So.
Okay, that's fair. All right, then we'll head back to the end. Sure.
All right, cool. So back at the tourney grounds, where we have the lady and the daughter. Now, of course, Lady Vivienne looking to speak to Lysa Aaron. As you're kind of looking about for her, maybe waiting for her to show up, are you engaging with people, Vivian? Are you trying to just gain some basic gossip as you are now sort of a bit more like back in the graces of the nobility?
Yeah, I would for sure like to. I know that last session we said that the Reach houses weren't like being like super forward, but if I'm back in the social graces, I'm for sure like to get some gossip, interacting with individuals.
Probably best to probably interact with like the non-Reach houses at this moment.
That was after
because after the event they seem fine, right? Mm-hmm. Like it's just the Reach, the more insular houses are a little more.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not sure.
I'll mention it later if allows. So
yeah, absolutely. So you are conversing. Why don't can you just give me a roll just to see how that's going? Basically, this would be like a charm roll.
Okay. Persuasion charm.
Yeah. Okay. 19. Yeah.
I don't know if my +2 would add to that, but
what's your +2 from again?
Charismatic.
Oh, right. Yeah, it would.
She's smooth as
21.
bread.
Yeah, so 21. I mean, yeah, Jesus. Yeah, so you're engaged in some gossip, kind of back and forth. and there's lots of turns to talk. Of course, you're eventually joined by the harpy trio. Your girls.
I have their names. I just have to scroll to the beginning of my notes. Or if Aaron has them at the ready, that would be super grateful. Okay, so thank you.
Yeah.
Yep. Kaylee, Hilda, Matilda, got it.
Indeed.
It's right after all the Mannings I wrote down on my list.
Mm-hmm.
Notes.
Yep. Hilda Saltman, Matilda Bain, and Kaylee Windfell. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So they're there. They're talking. You get some hot goss.
Nice cheese man.
Some apparently there's a townhome in the Upper Gilded District. It's one of those homes that some of the nobles will buy in King's Landing if they visit often.
Yeah.
And Matilda is talking about it that on the street where she lives, there's basically they think some people have broken in, like some beggars or something have broken in there because a lot of people are complaining about like a really awful stench coming from there, and there's a lot of people occasionally see they say they see people like prowling near it and whatnot. Yes. So she's mostly just complaining about the stench. While there's always a stench in King's Landing, due to just the sheer amount of people, generally I would think on my my own street there'd be a little more cleanliness.
All right, interesting. Yeah, I'll ask her. Has the have the gold cloaks investigated it at all?
No. My husband said he would get them on it, but that was 3 days ago. Perhaps they have, perhaps it was nothing, but so far I haven't seen anything. I did see them walk down the street a bit, but I don't know if they've investigated. Perhaps they've cleared it out, but the smell is horrendous. So people talking about that. Let's see here. Other people mentioning how Cersei looks amazing for having just recently had a baby. Yeah, totally incredible. They must be so proud to have a girl. Their line is for sure insured, what with the heir and the girl. Cersei is probably just an amazing mother. She's always so attentive to her children, and lots of praise for Cersei. So that's fun. We're good, gosh. So you've essentially fully engaged with a lot of people. Everyone's, ladies are laughing occasionally. There's a night that crash each other and they're like, or just like, aha, yay. When some people, clap or mentions of some house that they're sort of tied to and whatnot. Yeah. But as you're doing, one of a lady kind of comes up and joins the group and begins talking to Matilda. Definitely looks like they know each other. and Matilda's eyes goes wide and goes, Are you sure? And she kind of nods. And Kaylee and Hilda are like, what? And she kind of looks at them, then she kind of looks at you and the others, and it's like, okay, you cool enough, I guess. Silty just told me, apparently, there's been an incident with the errands.
What?
Yes. I was just told that apparently, Liza Aaron might have just killed someone.
What?
Now, of course, you do not hear this from Silty or I. No, but apparently she was just recently found with wandering her halls with a bloody dagger, screaming out some name.
What? When, she just found now? Or was this just...
Apparently, this just happened earlier today.
I wonder what...
Probably why she wasn't here in the morning, like we kind of thought she would be. I don't know. Would you know where she is now? Like, not sure, really. I think they might have put her back in her room. But knowing her, she might get out somehow. I don't think she's well, really. She goes, yes, well, living at that high of an altitude, I think maybe does something to you on occasion. And then they continue to shit on the Mountains of the Moon houses for a little bit. As is their wont.
Okay. Well, and as far as I know, if she's the wife of the Hand of the King, she's
Yes.
kept in the Red Keep, right?
Yes, she lives in the Red Keep.
Okay, so I wouldn't have
in
access.
the apartments there.
I gotcha. So I wouldn't have access to her.
Probably not. I mean, you could, of course, apply to visit her. That's a thing.
Yeah.
You could definitely talk to. I mean, the trio definitely know a ton about King's Landing and how things work. So you can always talk to them, ask them things.
For sure. I would definitely. It's do you think they'll let anyone see her after?
And they kind of look at each other and goes, well, perhaps they'd let people see her, not that she would. You have to understand, Vivian, as we three are often at court, she never is. And anytime almost anyone tries to talk to her, she screams at them. She seems to very much detest the company of other women, save for a few.
Who are those few?
Well, those with connections to the Mountains of the Moon, of course. Usually lesser lords and things like that. Then she seems a little more comfortable talking to them. But I don't have any friends from there.
I understand.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, of course, Vivian.
Yeah, I immediately, if I could, I wanted to talk to Cassandra anyway to see if, hey, it's crazy shit that just happened. Is my son still cool to come stay with you guys?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this could be a twofold thing to go speak to her about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's basically what you're getting from the hot goss from them right now.
Okay.
Also, some people are talking about how they're pretty sure Adam Dannett was super drunk or something's delayed him in his tent. Probably passed out from drinking or something.
Yeah. Well, can't do anything about that because I'm sure the Dannets don't want to talk to me. But yeah, if that's all I can get from, I would for sure like to ask what are the steps to get an audience with Azarian at the Red Keep?
Well, I mean, you can just send them a raven.
Okay.
That's usually how it's done.
Okay.
And you know their name, so you can just address it to them.
Yep. Okay. Then yeah. So I will go see if Cassandra is still about in the green then.
So she is not actually.
Okay.
It looks like she left pretty quickly.
Okay.
However, I will say there is someone here from the Mountains of the Moon that you know quite well. Your handmaiden, Jennifer.
Oh my god! That's right. I learned literally like 3 sessions ago when we were getting ready. She was from the Mountains of the Moon. I will go find her.
Yeah, absolutely. You actually can find if you want to look around. I mean, if you don't find her, that's boring. So what? So yeah, you find her. She's There's no reason to test it, in my opinion.
The powers of the GM.
Power of Vivian.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you find her near the stables, actually.
Oh.
Yeah. She's talking to someone, and as you get closer, she's actually talking to Layden of House Primaris. There is let's see. They just seem to be talking near. He's like has his horse out,
Mm-hmm.
and she seems to just be talking about the horse, and Layden seems to be talking to her about the horse.
Are they like? Is it like a now horse conversations?
Sure.
Are they like? Is there a flirtatious vibe in the air, or is it
really,
like
empathy would help you with that?
For sure. Cause I don't like Layden. A 10.
There is
Horrible.
definitely giddiness from Jennifer, 100%.
Of course.
Layden seems like a pretty cool customer. From your observations, it looks like Layden is being polite and charming. You don't believe there's any like ill intent coming from him, but Jennifer, from the way they talk, it definitely feel like Jennifer started this conversation, and she is the predominant participant in it.
I see.
But he is being polite and talking to her essentially.
Yeah. You must be used to that, right? Well,
I mean, you're her lady.
I am. I was like, a part of me, I think it's my Serena brain, like, I want to listen in, but I'm just like, wait, I'm Vivienne. I don't wait for anyone. Jennifer.
She turns and goes, my lady. And she just, excuse me, my lord, and bows. And it goes, till we meet again. And she smiles. And she walks up to you quite quickly.
I will, I'll just like acknowledge Layden, like, you know.
You give him the nod.
Mm-hmm.
He inclines his head.
Mm-hmm.
He's like,
I'm going to need to be pulling you away. So come with me.
She nods like, yeah, I know. You've called me.
Mm-hmm. So there have been some interesting rumors I just heard. Apparently, Lysa Arryn has been confined to her rooms, and
oh no, why? Is she sick?
Actually, this is a good question. From what I know of Jennifer, is she gonna like faint if I tell her that Lysa Arryn may have murdered someone, or have I not? Yeah. Okay. Well, then fine. It's like, apparently she was found with a bloody dagger in her hand, and...
Is she all right?
I believe so. She's been returned back to her rooms, but everyone in the green seems to be thinking that she's murdered someone, but I think that might be quite ridiculous. And I am just concerned about her. And...
Oh.
But, unfortunately, she has a... well, sour disposition to those not of the Mountains of the Moon. I was wondering if you would contact her, and perhaps you and I both could go see if she's well.
Oh, of course, yes. I mean, I've known the Arryn family for quite some time, and I did actually briefly meet Lady Liza. That was, of course, when and she just kind of like gets a little quieter. Well, when I was with my brother, so
I understand. I think she would just perhaps like some, well, more gentle company. I know you and her most likely miss the mount. I know you and her most likely miss the mountains of the moon very much, being so far from home.
I'll go write a letter immediately.
Excellent.
Oh, that would be so nice. Yes, and she just, of course, she's your handmaiden. Like,
Okay.
So she's obviously going back to the inn because that is where she would write letters.
All right. Then, if I have the time, I doubt I can see if I can find Reuben Piper at all.
You can find Reuben Piper.
Okay, because I want to talk to that son of a bitch real bad.
Yeah, you can find him pretty easily. He's over near the archery course. Even though like nobody's there, like nobody's participating there anymore, there are a lot of people just kind of hanging out around there. It's just like a lot of open space.
This is like
with stuff to sit on.
Mm-hmm.
You see him sitting at like a table sort of people have put out, and it looks like he's playing a card game with another man, and he has what you definitely look like 3 mercenaries just sort of like stood near him or like sitting down, but they're like very obvious like I murder people for money mercenaries. Like they're being very like meh. So you see Reuben, he's in a like a kind of frock of like deep emerald green. He's got kind of black trousers and kind of fine walking boots. Of course, all of these things quite bulging on his rather corpulent frame. I mean, as a noble lady, you have meeting a fat noble is quite common. There are very few that are like very muscular because that would imply they're peasants. You know, peasants are muscular because they work, because they have to, because their blood will allow anything else. But this guy, Reuben, is quite obese. The mass of his stomach sits quite like casually near his knees when he's fully sat. I think down. He has a beard that comes down past his chest. Very well combed. Like it's very well kempt. He is very well kempt. But he definitely lives far above his common blood. As you do know, he is common. A merchant, very successful merchant, and from his several rings on his finger, his incredibly fine feathered hat, and the necklaces and clothing he's wearing, he has done very, very well from himself. It looks like most of the material he's wearing is probably imported. So this is a man of great means, if not of great blood. He is currently look like he's having a Savas game with this kind of older man. He looks maybe like an old knight, and the old man moves like a piece, and he goes, "Why the hell did you do that?" And the old man just like raises an eyebrow at him. He goes, "That was a ridiculous move. I mean, personally, I would think that farm boy over there could do better." And the moment he looks, he just like moves 3 pieces. And you hear one of the mercenaries snort. And he looks back and goes, "Okay." And the man looks down and looks at the board and then looks back up at him. It goes, "You're a cheat." It goes, "How dare you, sir?" Like, "Do you dare accuse me of being a cheat? I'll have my men defend my honor." And one of the guys just, like, steps, like, forward and slightly unsheaths his sword. And the man just shakes his head and like walks away. And Reuben looks very very proud of what he's just done, as if he's definitely won whatever exchange just happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, before anyone goes up, I would like to walk up to him. Just like, very well done.
He turns, he goes, "Oh, excuse me," and he stands up. Takes him a minute, but he stands up. He goes, my lady, what do I owe the pleasure of your sight?"
Well, I just wanted to have a conversation with who I've been hearing is becoming more and more famous, the Reuben Piper. Do I have the pleasure?
Oh, you humble me, madam. Yes, yes, indeed, it is I, Reuben Piper, merchant of, I would say, some perhaps great renown. Please, sit. Would you like some wine? Only the finest. If you're looking for something domestic, I do have an Arbor Red, but if you're looking for something important, I have a Tyrosian Gold.
I be to deny a merchant a chance to advertise his wares?
Of course. And then, like, one guy just, like, stares at Reuben when he claps, and then very slowly goes down to his bag, opens it, and, like, looks through some stuff, like he's, like, mouthing, like he can read, but just enough.
Barely.
Just enough, and then he, like, hands him a bottle. And the other guy puts out, gives you, like, a very fine, like, bronze chalice, and pours you. He's not that, graceful about it, but he does give you a my lady. Yeah. And so he pours you a Tyrosian Gold.
I'll try that.
Yeah. It's not bad. It's very sweet.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very, very sweet.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like drinking juice, you would say.
That's Serena's drink.
Mm-hmm. But it's also rather dry and sweet.
All right, excellent. Okay, so Reuben, what brings you to? Where are you from? Because I can't. Because this is my game question. I can't place him at all. Like Westerosi.
It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, yes, well, I am Westerosi, but I was born in the Crown Lands, actually. But I spent most of my life going back and forth between here and, well, several places across the world. So it has muddled my accent a bit. But yes, no, but in the past decade or so, I have been domestic only, even though my business is quite international.
And by the way, this Tyrosi Gold is impeccable.
Goes, isn't it? It just is, isn't it? The people there may not have any civilized bone in their body, They do awful things to their people who commit crimes. They're quite awful. But they do know how to raise a grape.
So what brings you to Westeros and to stay for so long? From the little I know of merchants, they always tend to be about finding.
Oh well, yes. No, I mean I'm coming for the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
To see it, of course. To be here. Now, of course. Yes, mostly to enjoy the atmosphere and whatnot.
If may I be so bold, I heard that you were in the company of Adam Dannett.
I am. Yes, I am. I see. No, I'm not a fool, my lady. It seems you have heard what I'm sure some people base as rumors. But yes, I am with him. I was promised a marriage contract, which I signed with his sister, Iris. Now, My lady, I just realized I have not asked your name. What is your name?
Lady Vivienne.
Vivienne of House.
Weirlight.
Ah! Oh, perhaps we two can commiserate a bit. I have heard the talks between the Weirlights and whatnot. So I was betrothed to Iris, of course, and her father, Lord Alfred Danitz. I would essentially, I basically. So here's the thing. Alfred Danitz has substantial debts. Substantial. I, of course, being the savvy businessman, decide to, in exchange for his pretty daughter, I would reduce his substantial debts. I have the means, and of course, some additional coin as well. Basic thing I understand, I am not of nobility. Generally, the promise of marriage is always a deal. It's a bargain between two houses for each to raise one another up. I'm not being from a house, understood that I wish to marry and muddle the blood, as they say. I would have to prove myself of means. You understand this, yes?
You.
Of course. Now, I did not think the girl had a say in it. As I'm sure you've heard, run off.
So I just up and ran.
Now, see, I am not wholly unconvinced this was a plot hatched by the Danitz to take my coin and keep their daughter from marrying higher. I would think that, but I don't think a Danit born has ever hatched such a clever plan. I'm just like, I know it is ill to speak of my betters, but I do understand that.
If their past actions have said anything, then who are you? Then who are they to stop you from speaking of an observation?
I knew you would understand, my lady. But I travel with Iris's brother because he said he's trying to find where she is, and so I'm here also searching because I am very close to cutting my losses with House Danit, but not just yet. I mean, you've seen the girl; she would make a fine bride.
I believe she would indeed. So do either of you have any leads as to where she might be for you to keep on?
I have some of my best people on it, and if she's in the city, which, I think if anyone runs away trying to hide, you don't go to the north, you go to the capital, where civilization is. And while the Danits were not a people of means after the rebellion, Iris, she's a woman. Where else would she go but a city?
Fair enough. I'm trying to figure out, because he's being super open. Yeah, so...
Milk this for all it's worth.
Now, of course, I understand that I am no dashing knight. And I know I probably would not excite a girl of her age, but personally, I believe, such qualities are overrated when compared to a solid roof and a stable income.
Indeed. You are offering up quite a bit of coin to help the Danits out of their financial strait.
I am.
Anyone of, intelligence would know that a stable deal is better than whatever fantasies a young girl could think of.
I just don't know what's going on with her, because either she willingly ran away, which can't believe a woman would do such a thing. I mean, you would not run away from a marriage your family had proposed, right?
Not at all.
Of course not. It's just decorum. Good business sense. I'm sure she'll come to it.
So Adam fully believes that his sister is well enough and...
Well, I don't think the boy has any guile in him, so if that's what he says, I believe that's what he believes, yes.
So question, Dean. I know...
Actually, he believes she was kidnapped.
By who?
You. There was no sign of such a thing. I had some people look into it. From what I understand, I don't think anyone broke in. So, I didn't really believe it. There was no gain. What possible gain would the Weirlights gain from taking a girl like Iris?
No.
There's no family, there's no money to ransom for, there's no lands to annex. All the Dan's lands have been salted. Barely grown anything there since the rebellion. Your house is prosperous, well liked, a high position. You'd gain nothing.
So, Reuben, what sort of people have you sent to? If you're, I can sense that you are more hopeful than convinced that Iris is alive, given the investment that you've put into.
Well, she fucking better be alive. Oh, excuse me, my lady. Excuse me. Apologies for my common tongue. I'm just very upset. I've now belayed this deal for quite a long time. But yes, she better be alive. And when we find her, we can finally finalize this deal, and I'm definitely going to perhaps teach her some manners that her family should have.
Better she learn now than continue gallivanting off wherever she could be.
Agreed. Don't worry. I'll make an honest, good woman out of her.
If I may ask, what do you plan on doing if the deal falls through? Will you have to extract? You haven't given them any gold, I assume, not because you haven't.
Basically, I will be cutting the losses. I've already spent gold on them, but I have not given the full what I dealt. I needed to prove my worth. But at this point, if she's dead, well, then I will cut my losses and bid good day to the Dannets and hope they never see them again.
Did they demand part of the payment up front to prove your worth, or is there...
No, I did that. To get in the door. They weren't listening to me otherwise. Money talks, as I'm sure you know. I mean, your family provides most of the poppy the seeds to Old Town for the Maesters. Yes.
Yes, you know your
stable, profitable income there.
You know your houses quite well.
The ones that make money.
Fair enough.
No, the Reach has always been an interest of mine. I mean, they make the one thing there will always be a demand for: food. There's always, the lumberers of the north and the miners of the west and, the quarrymen of the east. But we can build enough houses and we can have enough gold and we can... have enough foundation, but we'll always need more food. Always.
Have you spoken with Adam since after the whole jousting debacle?
Since he was knocked on his ass?
No.
No, nobody will let me get near him. I wanted to talk to him more about the search, but apparently he's ill or something. Hit his head hard, I don't know.
Perhaps I could offer some help. When we entered the city, I spoke with captain of the Gold Cloaks. His name is Topper, I believe. Well, he goes by... Hold on. He goes by Topper. Yes, but he has an actual name.
Simone.
And I am... Simone. Simone, and perhaps I can get in touch with him, and he can help expand your search. Because, Because I will be honest, Reuben... I had heard some things from women like to gossip, but you have interested me very much, and if, unfortunately, the Danets should fall through, I think the Reach would be at a disadvantage should any of your goods go outside of it. My family has we have a port, right, guys? Am I making that up? Hold on. No, we do.
You have
We
a
do.
port, yeah. It's called
Yeah.
Red Port.
We have a port within the Reach, and I would not want your dealings with Reachmen to be left so sour.
What are you proposing?
Well, I do enjoy this Tyrosi gold very much, and perhaps if you'll have other items with an interest, we can begin talking some barter.
Interesting.
If you allow, once I speak with some of the goat cooks, me to help in this investigation.
Well, I mean, if she's found, yes, that would be very beneficial to me. And in exchange, you wish me to open I'm guessing a reasonable, like a foreign wine deal?
Yes.
Kind of strokes his very luxurious beard. Well scented. Well, I think definitely uses oil. He definitely has oils in it.
That's how you know he's fancy.
Mm-hmm. He goes, I believe a bargain could possibly be struck. I'm like, yes, I suppose.
So am I is this like me going into an intrigue to probably solidify this DM, or
no, I mean, he's like, yeah, that sounds great. Like,
excellent then.
Yeah, no,
Good.
he's really easy.
Mm-hmm. All right.
With this stuff, he's just like the benefit to him of having Iris as a bride far outseeds like a at cost wine deal.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. So, where are you staying that way in case I need to send word?
The field. I'm staying in the field in my tent. It's next to the Danets. It's he points, and there is like a rather like large like tent. It definitely has like furniture in it.
Mm-hmm.
Near the Danets. Gray and red tent.
Okay. Excellent. It was wonderful speaking with you, Reuben Piper, and I hope we can do business together soon.
I hope so as well, Lady Vivienne. And he like takes your hand and kisses it.
Mm-hmm. I will curtsy and make my way.
Yep. You leave.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Mariella, what you doing?
What am I doing?
What am I doing?
Well, I'm very curious. It's like maybe mid-afternoon now, or how late are we getting?
Yeah, like mid to late afternoon. Yeah.
Has Constance shown up at
Nope.
all? Awesome. Well, fuck a duck. I'm happy I amuse you. Yeah. Oh man, I don't think she would hang around the jousting pitch for much longer.
Okay.
It's like I'm sure I've seen like majority of the people gone by, which would like include like Walton and Layden and like all of the like most of the names and things, because I already saw a bunch of the big name people earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that. Oh man. She really. Oh man. Okay, so I think she would really want to try to find someone who can maybe like be able to send their maester to like check on Adam, but the thing is a lot of is it just the reach houses that are still kind of like we're waiting to see what's going on with you, or is it like
Yeah, it's mostly just the reach houses. The other houses seem to like have now stopped really caring.
okay. Oh man, this might be slightly ballsy.
Mm-hmm.
Do I see Scarlet anywhere?
Oh, Scarlet. You do.
Okay, where's she
Yeah,
at?
you can go. You can easily go find Scarlet.
Cool.
Yeah. Let's see. She's basically just on the grounds. You see there is a quite large, like, shaved head, scarred man, one of the 500 you've seen today, like standing like, a good 20, 10 feet behind her, as in
personal guard brigade. Yes.
Yeah, personal guard. But she's talking to someone you recognize.
Okay.
She's talking to Garland.
Okay, cool. I kind of want to do an awareness first to like kind of like hear
Sure.
what the conversation is.
Yeah, absolutely. Why don't you give me an awareness notice test? Do you want to be seen? Or do you want to try and not be seen snooping?
Well, no, I think it's like I'm walking up maybe a little slower. It's like I'm gonna join them. I just kind of want to catch what it is before I get there.
Sure, absolutely.
So it's not like super snooping. It's just like I spot them, maybe be a little slow on approach, but like I'm approaching.
Absolutely.
Okay. I do not have notice, so it's just gonna be straight awareness.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Oh my God. Yes. So this is pretty simple for you. That's real good. So Scarlett's flirting with him.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty, not like openly, but very skillfully. Where the conversations that probably you and Garland have are more like two people speaking to one another. Scarlett very much is in control of the flow of this conversation. Garland definitely is engaging her, but it's not like he's making any kind of like innuendos or lewd comments because he's a soft night boy.
Reference back to strong walls.
Yes, Henrik, she has shown an ankle.
It's more than Henrik's gotten.
It's quite scandalous. But he has made a comment about her beauty, because knights can't help but do that, quite honestly. If a cute girl's talking to them, and
Especially knights.
Oh yeah, no, exactly. But yeah, no, she her demeanor, her position, the way she's looking at him, and the hair, it's very much she is like, if say they're in an intrigue, for an example, she's using seduce.
Shocker. Okay, so I'm getting the hint of this would basically be like not quite cock blocking, but definitely like interrupting her game if I go there. Awesome. I think.
Do you do it?
Yeah, I think I do. I will let whatever is being said kind of like finish up before like interrupting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you.
But yeah, no, like I'm approaching kind of a thing.
Yeah. What are you saying?
Well, like, what did I hear? What was it? Just like, oh, it's like you look so well at night. So what? I'm trying to get like what the feel of the conversation is for like the insertion.
So it was when you first heard, it was definitely like a comment of his strength and stuff. And he goes, "Oh well, I believe the character." But her last comment, just for the end, it goes, "I know that very few people see the strength and will that you have, and the responsibilities you've had to take over, but I have seen it, and I believe you. You will make a very fine lord." And just like real smooth, like. That was definitely like a very personal flirt to Garland instead of just like, I think you're cute kind of thing. And yeah, Garland seemed like a little touched by it.
I think I would probably like insert it's like, I can't say I disagree. Garland tends to be a fine example of many of the knightly virtues found in.
They definitely turn. Scarlett's head is like turns and he goes, "Mariella, it's so good to see you." And Garland is like, "Oh," and kind of bows. He goes, "Lady Mariella, it's good to see you." And she goes, "Yes, we miss you after everything's going on. Congratulations to your brother for winning the joust."
We wish that it was maybe in a more less flashy of fashion, but we can't deny that we are very happy with the results.
Oh, well, of course. Why wouldn't you be? And Garland goes, "Indeed, I'm glad he found victory on the field. Perhaps next year, he and I might joust."
I believe that would probably be a highlight for him.
Oh, well, that's good to know. Excuse me, I've realized I actually must away, and he kind of bows to both of you, Lady Mariella, Lady Scarlet, and she's like Lord Garland. And he will go over and grab his horse and begin to walk it back to the stables.
I maybe look at Scarlet and was like, can't say I disapprove of your selection.
And she turns and looks and goes, "Oh, well, firstborn daughters do have to make our mothers happy on occasion." And she just turns and waves into a crowd of people. And I think I'll let your 18 ride, and you do see people passing over. You do see, in a hood, Lady Primaris.
I maybe do a slight nod to her.
She nods and then just disappears in the crowd.
She Assassin's Creeds this.
A little bit.
Awesome.
I go, "I assume it's the same with your mother?"
Indeed. Although I believe I have a little more time until she's more vocal in that sphere.
Well, it's true. I mean, you're only 15, so I think you have a bit of time.
I would hope. Although, even imagining trying to rival you for any gentleman's attention genuinely would intimidate me. I find that you are very quick of wit and smooth of speech, and
I mean, I won't deny the rumors. She laughs. But you came over to engage with us, but Garland left so quickly, probably intimidated by the amount of femininity that joined it. But is there something I can do to entertain you, as I have apparently lost my speaking partner?
Well, if you are willing to settle for me to be a speaking partner for a short time, I was wondering if you could possibly indulge me in speaking of that grasslands breed that we had unfortunately been interrupted in conversation about before.
Yes, of course. Yes, why don't we go examine it? And she will link your arm and begin to walk to the stables. So, Mariella, is there a particular thing you are doing to engage her, or are you just trying to actually find out information about
It's
this horse?
partially finding out about the horse, because A, I'm curious as fuck. B, I would love to try and, like, make friends with her.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's like, I would like, because it's like, I know she wields power, but, like, this is a more comfortable power than a Shella.
Yes, that's very true.
So
Shella is the queen bee of, like, the young Reach generation, while Scarlet, while her house is technically much more powerful than the Ashfords, Scarlet is, you don't see her hanging with a group of people. It's usually, if it's not just her, it's probably her and her brother or something.
Yeah.
There's a familiarity there, probably. As you begin to take in step, Cord and whatever that thing is that guards her kind of now are stepping near each other and, like, eyeing one another.
Yeah.
Each with the, you got the Weirlight symbol on his chest and the Primaris on his.
The Primaris spider.
Yep. You definitely see purple on both y'all's.
So complimentary. But yeah, I think on the way, I'd probably be wanting to ask, with all of the horses that she brought, is she having all of them participate in the equestrian event?
She says, of course. Of course, I'm trying to get these 4 bred. She just, like, starts talking about the equestrian thing and the horse breeding. Like, it definitely sounds like Scarlet's been doing this a while and knows exactly what she's doing.
Yes.
She goes, I haven't really seen you at a lot of the events. Are you just? Is this your first year?
Yes.
Oh, how many horses did you bring?
I only have Nehema at the moment.
Oh, all right.
Mostly because,
I mean, quality over quantity.
well, I'm hoping to maybe, the dream is to hopefully place well and gain attention for Nehema, but I would also be very grateful for insight from more experienced individuals in the field. I understand I am just beginning in this, so.
So, why don't we engage in an intrigue here?
She's gonna murder me, but sure.
You need to have more confidence in your build. But she's
I'm
got
a tank,
the same...
not a cannon.
I know, but yeah, you're a tank, exactly. So you are here with Scarlet.
Yeah.
So your intention here is literally friendship. Like,
yes.
it's one of the goals.
I fight
that
for
is
friendship.
What you're here for. I fight for friendship.
I fight for friendship.
So we will do that. Yeah, so our goal here is friendship. Oh, awesome. Yeah, so friendship is your goal. You really want them to like you. You want you to come out of this friends. Fantastic.
Yeah.
They have their own. Scarlet definitely has her own goals in talking to you.
I imagine.
What is your disposition with her? I imagine it's not indifferent if you want to be her
I'm assuming right now it's amiable.
That makes a lot of sense. You're not quite really friends.
I just met her
yet.
last night.
Yeah.
But it's not like I'm
You're
indifferent.
willing
It's like,
to engage with her.
I'm intrigued with, like, okay, this is a different type of, like, kind of peer who's got power. It's like, okay,
yeah.
let's try this.
Yeah, exactly. So amiable, fantastic. So you get a +1 to your good old persuasion modifier. Okie dokie. All right. Fantastic. So, yeah. Sorry, one sec. So, what's your technique gonna be?
I believe charm.
Charm.
Yeah.
You're a charmer.
I'm hoping. It's one of my better
Sounds good to me.
stats, so.
Yeah, absolutely. Sounds good
Thing I want.
to me.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Load so then I can get all my maneuvers and actions and things like that, please.
Your maneuvers and actions and things.
Well, as everybody can tell, I'm in a different location right now. So
Yes, you are.
So
Can you
I
have
I
the-
am stuck on
Yeah.
a wireless connection. So
Mhm.
Do I have time to take a quick 10-minute?
You do.
Okay, I just wanted to be sure before I did that. I need to get out my
Absolutely.
there we go. Haha, PDF loaded.
Social
All
society. All right.
I want chapter 8. For anybody following along, that's chapter 8, intrigue ship. But yeah. So we did objective, we did method, we did disposition. So
Now let's ready for that status roll, yo.
status roll plus reputation.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yep. She does have a status of 6.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I told you she's gonna murder me, but it's fine. We're gonna try
Hey,
anyways.
Hey, that's just her status.
The thing is, nothing ventured, nothing gained. I gotta try.
Yeah, so she's like, so if this is the first time, so as a Reach family, do you like horses? Engage in them a lot? Have a lot of like horses? She's just like asking questions, getting to know you, being real cool.
Feeling out.
Yeah, maybe.
Cool.
So she got a 15.
That would hit my defense.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
Because your defense is what?
Oh, scroll. 12.
Very nice. Yeah. So and so she is going to deal 4 influence on you.
Cool.
-3 by your disposition. So a mere 1 to your titanic composure.
-1. Okay.
All right.
Cool.
It is your turn. What do you do?
Yeah, that does not make sense. I think I'm just gonna open with like. Yeah, I think we're just gonna do an influence to see how that will roll out.
Gauge it.
Well, although my family does specialize in the dealings with poppies and things, a passion that I share with my father is with horses, and is something that is very enjoyed amongst my family, actually. It's something I am hoping to take more interest in, since as it is generally known like, there's a lot of pressure on first daughters, and I find that it's one of the avenues that I can truly find some joy in without my mother's full oversight.
Mm-hmm. All right, yeah. Why don't you give me that charm roll?
Persuasion charm. 12. Probably don't hit.
You just got her.
Just got her.
Mm-hmm. She has the same as you.
Awesome.
She's like
So this might be a war of
she's like
attrition.
your doppelganger.
Okay.
Yep. So, and that means you deal. What's your persuasion? 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you deal 4 to her. Okie dokie.
She's the other you.
Watch out.
Yeah. So she just she goes, well, let me tell you some things about horses and really about thing. And then she just starts going into
Fast
like,
talk, yep.
Yeah, she's fast talking and she starts going into a lot of detail here about horses. She's going into it very quickly. Now, of course, fast talking doesn't always work super great against you. What with, your passive will, which is
16.
16. Yeah. She would have to roll very well.
Which is
to
possible.
get that. Yes, it with her dice set, it is possible, but it is unlikely. So let's see here. Nope. Yeah, she would have basically had to roll like 3 6s and a 5, or at least like a 3 6s, like 3 6s and a 3, essentially, is what she would have to have at least a combination of at least 3 6s. So, yeah. So you were able to keep up with most of it, no problem.
Cool. Yeah, I think I kind of want to read the target.
Sure.
I want to like while she is spewing all of this at me, like I will be reading the target kind of a scenario. It's like
Sure.
Okay, so that is
So you have to make
awareness.
Straight awareness. Yep, straight awareness against her passive deception. Let's see here. Is that what this is? Sorry, my
1-5.
eyes are garbage. So unfortunately, that is not enough.
That's cool. Figure it is worth.
It was very close.
You're making me want to use a destiny point just so then I know.
It was very close. It was
That's
only a moment off. Just a
trick.
case.
That's the trick.
You know what? I've got 4 dice. Yeah, and one of them was a 1. So let's roll a destiny. Let's see. For shits and giggles. Nope. Even worse.
Unfortunate. Now, of course, to remember, you can also use destiny before you roll
To add
a die. Yeah,
Yep.
that is always the thing you can do.
Yep. I figure I'll do that on a role that I'm like more invested in. This was like I'm curious.
Yeah. And so she just kind of goes back to talking to you again.
Cool.
And just like talking about like, oh, is it your father? Is that an interest of your brothers as well? Is it just kind of thing you two, or is that just more of you and your dad kind of stuff? And yeah, she's just trying to get to know you.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So that's at least that's 2 degrees of success.
Was that influence or fast talk again?
That was influence.
Awesome. Cool.
And
wow.
so she is dealing 8 damage to you.
-3, so that'll be 5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
Fantastic.
yeah.
What is your turn? We're getting good at intrigues, guys. These are just going now.
I'm trying to have like the moves on hand.
No, I know. No, I have 4 PDFs open. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think I'm gonna fast talk her if possible. Just kind of going into like, oh, horses, sweet, and like proceed to go through like me, my family with horses, and then talk about Endeavor and how that's haunted our family. Basically, it's like it's been a thing within our family. However,
Yeah, absolutely. So I will tell you right now, you will need
like a perfect.
because you need 2 degrees of success. So that means you will need at least a 17.
Okay. Make a 2 degrees. Okay.
Would
yeah,
you like to?
I'm gonna use one to up the dice volume.
Okay. All right. So now you're rolling with 5 dice. That's a lot better.
And it's just straight persuasion. No, none of the.
It's just straight persuasion.
Got it.
18.
Nice.
Yeah, you did it.
Cool.
Yep, so her cunning rank is removed for a turn. All right. So she's just like, oh, great.
Awesome.
Like, well, your younger brother sounds very reckless.
Yes. That time that he tried to go into Endeavor's pen, very bad.
Very bad. Yeah, so she's actually going to spend, and she's like, wow, I really love like hearing about this. I mean, your brother just jousted. Did he not? He obviously has some command like over that. What do you think about that? And she seems to sort of just been asking you there. All right, so she is going to deal. Yeah, let's see, because she gets, and that's plus 2. Yeah, plus 2. So. Yeah, so that is enough to do 2. So that's another 8 damage minus 3. So that's another 5.
Okay. Awesome. Wow. Yeah, we're just gonna have to hit with influence. So she just hold on. So my brother has some mastery of horse. It's like what are my thoughts on that?
What are your thoughts on your brother's training and with horses and stuff like that? And how does he react to horses?
Awesome. I believe that he does have a passion for them, although at this point he's more interested in the practice field and improving his martial abilities. But he does remember that with our standing and the notoriety of the cavalry of the Reach, that the relationship between a man and his horse can sometimes make the difference on a field.
Right, she knows. All right. So you're just straight influencing. All right. Her definitely her rank is down. So this is the time to strike.
Persuasion charm.
15. Yeah, that's 2 degrees of success.
Oh man, I kind of want to roll one and like re-roll Destiny just to see if I can like super hit her. Okay, we've already used 2. I've got a total of 4, which means I'll have 1 left. Yeah, why not? Her defense is down. I might not ever have this again.
Okay.
And 19.
Yeah, it's pretty good. That is enough to do 3 degrees. Way to go. Yeah, so that's going to be 12 damage. Oof. Oof.
Just be my friend.
My friend.
Just be my friend.
She is gonna take up.
Are you at your +1 for your disposition? To
Oh
your
no, I
roll?
haven't been.
Well, I have been
Okay,
mentally,
yeah.
but that it doesn't affect the degree
Okay.
yet.
I didn't know yet. So
If it had, good calling out though. All right, cool. So she will take a point of frustration to stay in the game.
Cool.
Because she wants to stay in that game.
She doesn't want to be my friend. Ow.
I mean, she wants to be your friend, but just like maybe
On her terms. That's what this is. She wants to be friends on her terms.
There you go. Yeah. So, yeah, she's still in it. I think you're both pretty low on composure at this point.
Yep.
She's gonna spend a thing. Yeah. Yep. She will. Yep. And she's just gonna try and hammer you home and just be like, like why? I'd love to talk to you more about this. And she just kind of goes for it. Persuasion charm.
Barely. No. I'm thinking of my composure number, not my defense number. Defense number is 12.
Yep. So that is 2 degrees of success. So she has dealt 8 influence on you.
Yeah. So then I need to take frustration.
Okay.
Because I'm down to
Composure.
1.
Yeah. What are thoughts?
All right. So remind me exactly what the math is. If I take 1 point of frustration.
-1 die on all tests.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like what my composure would be. It's like
you minus your will. You minus the rank of your will. So for you 4.
Okay, so it would absorb 4.
Mm-hmm.
That would still render me to 0 with the 1 point that I have, right?
Yeah, essentially. Like, because if you dealt 8 damage, 3 from this mission goes away, then 4. There's still 1 left over, and if you only had 1, that means you have now 0.
To take 2 points of frustration.
You would have to take 2 points of frustration, which would be -2 dice on everything. Just if you want to stay in the game.
Yeah, I kind of do.
All right, 2 points of frustration. You haven't really figured out what she's getting at with you, so you're just like, but just be my friend.
Just be my friend.
Just like me.
Yeah. So would I do that with injuries or wounds?
It would be wounds.
Okay.
Technically, the frustration is as if you have been socially wounded.
Ugh. Just be my friend.
Be my friend.
Okay, so then that would be 4 from 1 point. 2 would be 8 to boost it up?
Are you talking about what?
I'm trying to what my composure would be after taking 2 points of frustration.
Oh, you would have essentially so because you were going to take 8, right? Just then.
Yeah.
Your disposition got rid of 3, so it was 5.
Yeah.
Then your 1 point of frustration got rid of 4, so you had 1 left over. If you take another, you essentially have taken no damage that round.
Okay. So I'm still stuck at 1 composure.
1. You're still stuck at 1, yeah.
Okay. Alrighty.
But she's very low as well.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But you do have -2 dice now.
I know. So she was talking about I'm trying to remember now that I've talked of all the math. Damn you, math. Damn you, math. You made me lose the track of the conversation.
Well, I mean, at this point, it's basically you're still on the same topic. We can see if you beat her, and then we'll sort of drive home.
Cool.
So it sounds like you're just going to try to influence her.
Yep. There's no other way to do it right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
5.
I've
I've got 1 left. I feel like if I let her like go another, I might not like have the next round. Yeah, sure. Let's do the last one.
Alrighty.
Nope. No,
Unfortunate.
5.
So you don't influence her, unfortunately.
That's cool.
So she is now just going to once again just hit you over the head with just her utter charm.
Yep.
Boop. 13.
Yep.
So that's 4 minus division 3. So you take 1 composure.
Do I want to take another frustration? I've got like 4 will.
Then you will only be rolling 1 dice on persuasion.
I know. I won't get anywhere. Yeah, no, I'm going to have to just...
Take the loss.
Yeah, I'm just going to have to take the loss.
Okay, so you'll be happy to know that she's not trying to do anything mean to you.
Awesome.
So essentially, I will just state by you losing this intrigue, she successfully changes the topic of conversation, using horses to pave the way for you to just talk about Henrik.
Cool. I'm fine with that. I assume
just like,
Henrik hopes that I'm his wingwoman, yeah.
Yeah, but what it's like you being his sister, what you've observed. She mentions a few things about Layden, very like not that detailed things, but she seems to just be trying to learn, not like what Henrik's done in his life, but like who Henrik,
the quality of person he is.
Yes, who is Henrik? Okay. Not even the quality of person, actually. More just who he is.
Who he is. Okay.
You know, like, oh, he can be a little reckless, and he can be a little, you know.
It's like occasionally it's like his heart gets ahead of his head and things of that nature, but it's like he has a very strong sense of honor and wanting to like.
She's just nodding, like,
yeah.
like, oh, like that's fascinating. You know, it's just, I know it's like having a brother near your age, and I mean, not quite twins, but she just kind of nods. All right, fantastic. So even though I will say you didn't win the intrigue, she does seem do seem to have gained an air of familiarity with Scarlet.
I did not win my fight for friendship.
No, but because you got her down to 1 composure, just like she got you down, I will basically state that she is definitely still. You have a more familiarity with Scarlet now, and you feel more comfortable approaching her. You very much feel she's not a Shella, right?
Thank
like
fucking
she's,
God.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's nice to kind of talk to a girl that seems to have a similar experience that you have had, who's not from the fucking Reach.
Who's not under a Shella's thumb and hence has, like, poisoned them.
Yeah, she barely knows who a Shella is.
Awesome.
So, as at that point, before we switch over, I think we'll take our first break. When we get back, we will see the results of Thorsten's inquiry to the dagger. Until then, don't go away. Stay tuned.
We'll be right back.
After